Hey everyone, we're back making another video. I enjoyed myself Saturday at the drag race. That I wanted to make an update on what's happening with my bike. We're already basically in fall and it's getting really chilly out, which makes it not safe for a bike, especially sport bikes, because our tires are not made for the cold or basically the rain. I mean, you can get tires that can deal with the cold and the rain, but it's not meant for it. It's the point. Especially my tires are more for racing than road, just riding around the road. The tires I'm gonna get next are really just meant for racing and not for the road. These tires are already beat up, like between all the burnouts I did, which I regret, but these tires are time for it to go. On top of that, I did all the wear in the middle, so when you try to lean over, it doesn't like to lean because of the hump that it has on both sides. So I'm gonna get new tires, which is at the same time it's gonna be kind of dumb because I'm planning to do drag racing next year plus circuit racing. But either way, those tires are tubeless, and then eventually the rubber is gonna wear to a point where it's going to create a hole and then it's gonna go flat. And I don't want to deal with that, so I'll get a new set of tires through Pirelli. M4 is sending me a new muffler. The warranty did cover the exhaust or the muffler itself. They said they've never seen it break like that. I'm gonna see if I can get like a rubber ring, and then I could put it in between the metal and the other metal, so the vibration doesn't, it's less vibration and it won't snap. See if I can install it much better. Things about the stuff that I've bought that have come out crappy, I'm gonna be honest. So I bought some eBay passenger pegs. Those broke. Those were crappy. They did not want to come back down, so I put these on. These are just for now, because in reality those are coming back off so I can go racing. But I put these on and I just never had the chance to take them off. Another thing I 100% hate are these rear sets. These rear sets are garbage. I'm letting you guys know now. I don't know if you can see, but it's damaging my swing arm, because when the swing arm goes up, it's hitting on this part right here with the brake master cylinder. In reality, again, I bought these pretty cheap, $130. I know you guys are going to say that's not cheap, that's expensive. But in the market of rear sets, yes, it is cheap. And sometimes when you buy cheap things, you get cheap stuff. These are already breaking. The vibration is already breaking the heel guard. So that's breaking. This broken through there and there. So I'm going to have to change these out. Now the more expensive ones, I want to get Vortex. The reason why I want to get Vortex, so Vortex, they stick out further out, so your rear set's going to be sticking out a little bit further out, so it can be flush to this. And when it's more further out, it gives the swing arm room to swing up and down, plus the adjustments off the Vortex. Now I'm telling you right now, those things are expensive. I cannot remember 100% how much they are, but let's put between $300 to $400 for both. And they're completely disassembled, and you have to assemble all of it together all by yourself. But again, I prefer the Vortex. I would like to get rid of these because they look beautiful, but at the end of the day, they're damaging my swing arm, and you can see it's damaging it. And they're not, I moved it up so you can kind of see how far tilted to the side it is, and I did that so that pin can be further away from the swing arm. But in reality, that has to come off. So that's a lot of money to put into it. The chain and sprocket, I love it. Another thing that was going to have to come off is this piece right here. And the reason why it has to come off, because it's too heavy. You want to make the bike as light as possible. So I'm going to get rid of this and put the plastic back on. And this is more for to make the bike look good when I go out and ride with my friends. But I think the bike, I'm gonna try to keep it as much as making YouTube, so racing, and track days, and try to make more videos about the bike instead of just enjoying the bike. When I get to the point where I'm making enough money so I can get myself a second bike and enjoy it, then I can make it beautiful. But I still will put that bike to race, but I want to see if I can make this one more of my legit racing bike, and then the other bike can be more of just my enjoying with friends and still making videos. But I don't regret that piece. So it's just that that piece is too heavy compared to plastic, because that's metal. Now I will put this piece back on for drag racing, so I'm gonna leave it for drag racing, and then the plastic one is when I go to do track day. I know you're gonna say, but why? This is metal, so when the chain snaps, the chain breaks because of holding the RPMs, and you snap on the throttle, you give it a lot of gas, or you snap on the clutch and you give it a lot of gas, you're putting a lot of torque onto the chain. You're stretching the chain, and when you stretch the chain, it's going to snap. And when it snaps, I want it to hit this metal guard compared to a plastic guard, because that plastic is going to shatter and the chain is going to bypass it and end up hitting me in the leg. And not only that this protects me, but it also protects the bike from damaging more pieces of the bike. So that's why I will keep this for drag racing. And again, to be honest, I'm not going to be professional at drag racing or track days, because one is it's practice. You gotta practice. On top of that, it's a lot of money to go into being professional. Oh, and another piece, because I just saw it now, another piece I regret is this. As you can see, that is crappy. I got that on eBay. I want to say I got that online. I can't remember the website, so you can stay away from that. They sell it on Amazon too. So a lot of the cheap parts of this bike I regret. I'm just gonna be honest. I know we don't got money like that. It's just some of these cheap parts are just really cheap, and they're garbage. Another piece that was difficult to do, and it's just it is not Motion Pro's fault that I got it installed right now, but at the beginning it was difficult to figure it out, which is the reservoir for the Motion Pro. It's a smaller reservoir, and it's a lighter weight reservoir, and you're able to see through a clear tube on the liquids going up or down. So the problem was I was laying it sideways, and basically when I'm hitting potholes, the liquid is coming out of the reservoir, so you smell like antifreeze, and you think that your bike is leaking, but no, it's just the extra is coming out of the tube. But again, it's because I had it laying sideways, so that was a problem. Okay, and then but I got that running perfect now. I got it standing up, and it's not smelling antifreeze anymore. So another problem I am having, and I'm going to get it fixed. So the exhaust is melting my plastic. As you can see, I'm having problems with my exhaust melting my plastic. I don't know if you're able to see that, but the piece right there, and that's not the only piece. Then there's another piece over here, or right here. This bottom piece right there is also melting. So what I'm going to do, not only am I going to take this whole fairing off, I got to take both of them off, and I want to see if the exhaust has to be seated in more, or like if it's more to the left and not more to the right. If it is perfectly center and there's nothing I can do about it, what I'm going to do, well, automatically I'm going to do this. I'm going to get, it's called exhaust wrap. It's basically a tape, but not a tape. I don't want you to think of it as a tape. It's just you wrap it around. And I don't know the specific word. If you search it up, exhaust wrap, mine is going to be red, because for one, the bike's red. I mean, well, a lot of these pieces are red, so it's going to go from the header all the way to the very back where it's going to meet the muffler. So all that's going to be wrapped in red cloth, but it's not cloth. It's a fiber so all these pieces around it doesn't burn up and create heat. But I got to be careful on how I wrap it, because they said if you wrap it and you keep all the heat in one location, you're going to damage your exhaust. So I got to take my time with that, and I'm going to wrap the whole thing with that heat wrap, so I don't have burning problems. That's going to look pretty cool though. What else the bike got to get done? So drag racing, I can keep the side mirrors, so these can stay. For track day, it's much different. The side mirrors have to be folded in, so I won't be able to have this camera. So I'm only going to be able to have my one camera or a piece GoPro stickies and put the GoPro aiming somewhere on the bike. But again, I don't know how legal it is for it on track days. They can tell me, hey, no, the only ones we'll let you use is the ones on your helmet. I don't know yet until I get to call them up or search it online. Oh, and then so these got to get taped up. So your headlight is gonna get taped up. You got to fold in your side mirrors, or either that or you take them off. I'm gonna take mine's off and just put let's see if I remember those straps. Anyways, there's a strap to put inside the zip ties. Sorry, I just can't remember. Zip ties are gonna go inside those holes, and then zip tie the body to that metal frame that's inside there. And I'll do that to both sides, so that will eliminate the side mirrors and the turn signals. And then you got to do the same for the rear, taking your turn signals out, your brake light out. That's not legal for GP racing or track day, because that's going to cause a distraction to the next rider behind you or beside you, or a distraction to yourself, or however it would be. That's not legal for them, so you got to take those things off. The bike's still going to get the MR12. It's still going to get the dyno tune, but it's going to happen next year. This year it went to craps really quick. I lost my job. I'm collecting unemployment, and right now I've been out of work for over a month, and unemployment still hasn't given me no benefits. And it's because of my job messed up my paychecks, and I haven't worked with them for over a month, and I got a paycheck this week of $30. So I'm screwed over because of my job messing up my paycheck, which messes up my paycheck with unemployment, so it screwed up everything. On top of that, we don't even get a stimulus check yet. So because of the stimulus check, another thing is I wasn't able to finish up the bike. So next year it'll get done. Hopefully, you know, I'll pray that I don't lose the bike in that time, and then all this was just for nothing and I embarrassed myself. But I have high hopes that I'll be fine. But yeah, we're gonna get rid of these crappy grips. I found one for $70, and it's for this both sides plus the center. I'm gonna get rid of this part right here because this is just a tank protector. It's not grip. So I'm gonna have grip on this side, grip here, and then grip on the other side. So when I do GP racing, it'll be much grip, so I don't feel like I'm gonna fall off the bike. It'll be easier to lean. So yeah, the bike's it's not going to look the same by the time I probably make another video. I'll keep taking pictures and posting it up on my Facebook. For those that don't know, it's Sportbike Menace on Sportbike Menace.youtube.com. I think that's what it is. But I think if you search up Sportbike Menace, I think it still should have a relevant to that search. And then another thing I had to do was I had to stretch out my brake line because of this crappy rear sets. Because when I went to lean it forward, the brake line didn't give me enough stretch, so I had to take the clip off, which the clip was right here, and hold that down. And then the only thing that's really holding it in place is this one. And then it's kind of pinching the brake, the main brake to the reservoir. It's kind of pinching it, but I did the best that I could, guys. It's just a crappy rear set. That's what I say. Like, learn from my experience. Don't go cheap. If you go cheap, you're gonna have to deal with the stuff that I gotta deal with. And again, we are all in the same boat. Those who watch my channel, I'm not rich, and it sucks that I paid $150, and I gotta tell you that these are cheap, because that's expensive. $150, I don't got that kind of money. So to tell you guys, hey, $150 is cheap, and you're gonna buy crappy rear sets, it makes me feel bad. But it's not my fault. It's just the people who made this stuff, really they didn't take the time to actually make it. They didn't take their time to figure it out, and what works, what don't work. And another problem that I'm having that they didn't figure it out is that this piece, if you try to make a better adjustment, because there's still a better way I can adjust it, but the brake master cylinder is going to hit the frame of the bike, so one way or another it's going to be bad. It's not going to be good. So I'm just going to change out the rear sets. I'm hoping that everything works out and those rear sets come out. That's $400, $300 to $400 Vortex. I'll have to check on STG and see what they got in stock. And tires are about $500 to $600 for front and rear tire. We're gonna get the Pirelli Diablo Super Corsa SP3s, so they're between $500 and $600, depending if you can find it on different websites. You can probably find it on discounts. So we're just gonna put it at $500 to $600. I'm still gonna change this throttle. This throttle is too long. It's too long of a throttle, so we're gonna change that out. That's $140. Now all the stuff that I'm saying is not including shipping, so $140 for that. And I'm gonna make it shorter, so because I want to get it on to full throttle as quick as possible. The quicker you get onto that full throttle, the better time you're gonna get. I would love to do, it's called the ceramic wheel bearings, and they're less friction, and I'm sorry I can't pronounce it right, friction inside the wheel bearings. So when you spin the wheels, it's nothing holding it back, so you'll get more speed off of those compared to the ones that we come with stock. What else? I would love to get carbon fiber rims, but again, that's $3,000. But I think that's it. Talking about the bike, the dyno tune, the MR12, the throttle. I'm getting rid of those rear sets because those things are garbage. New tires. I think that's it. There's really not. Oh, and the grips, the tank grips. Yeah, get rid of these tank grips. But in reality, there's not much else that I want to do to the bike. I can get aftermarket brake reservoirs from Driven that have the same color as the ones that I have now. But I'm just gonna try to finish the bike as quick as possible and not overspend that I don't have to spend. And one thing I don't like doing is spending money and then re-spending money for something. So I'm upset that I bought those crappy rear sets, because now I gotta buy rear sets again. So now I gotta add whatever I spent on this plus the rear sets that I'm gonna be getting. Another thing, a mistake that I did, and it's only my mistake, is that I bought these grips before and I broke them because there was a lip here and it didn't want to fit. So when I yanked on it, it ripped the rubber. So I had to grind the little lip off here and order a new one of these, which that's $50. So that's in total $100 just for grips. So trust me, I hate spending money. After I spent it, I gotta re-spend it. I'm not okay with that. I'm not rich. I'm doing YouTube to, get me started, because next year, if everything works right, next year is when everything is going to blow up. Meaning between me going to the racetrack, the bike being ready, me going to track days, the bike getting dyno tuned, seeing the power that it makes, trying to make it light. I'm gonna try to get better at launching the bike for drag racing. And what I want to see if I can do is make a series of videos of just one series of me racing at the drag race, and then doing the same thing for track days, and keep them separate. So episode 1, episode 2, and then see my skills get better at drag racing, and then see my skills get better at track days, because track days is going to be good too, because they got beginner class, they got intermediate, they got advanced. So you'll be able to see me going from beginner and then going up and down. I'm going up in the classes, and whatever they tell me, if I'm doing something bad, I'm going to relay it back to YouTube. So whatever I make mistakes, is something that someone else can learn. I went to the drag race with my uncle not only to show him support, but also to learn where to line up, how the tree works. And when we're talking about the tree, is the light tree, when it goes from yellow, yellow, I can't remember how those lights, I know it's yellow, and then it goes like multiple yellows, and then green, and then the very bottom is red. And I think the red, my uncle was telling me, is that means that they don't want their time shown to other people around them, so they keep their time a secret. So I went there to learn, not only just to help him out. I went there to learn, which he knows about. I was like, hey, I want to help you out, plus I want to learn, so when I come here I have an idea, so I'm not embarrassed, I'm not shy, because those emotions are going to make you make mistakes. So I want to go there with confidence and understand that, okay, here, this is where I'm going to line up, this is how the light works, and then launch. So as long as I can like remove stuff from my head and just ready myself to go, then I'll be straight. I don't got to worry about me getting into an accident or damaging the bike. So that's yeah. So I'm gonna make series of my videos, and we're gonna do that and see how good I get. Now, anyways, my YouTube is not going to be like an example would be DDE, which is Daily Driven Exotics. Now they got expensive cars, they got an epic life, they beat the crap out of their cars, and they got the money to repair it. Which again, I'm subscribed to them, so this is not me talking bad about them. This is just a difference between every YouTuber and where they're at in their point of life. I'm at the point of life that this is where I'm starting off at. I show support to everyone, to small YouTubers, to the big YouTubers. I'm also, depending on the YouTuber, because I don't care if you got a BMW bike, if your content, you know, the stuff that you have has nothing to do with what I like, then I just won't watch it. So an example would be, so I got Brock's Performance. He makes a lot of money, but because of the knowledge that he carries and he shows in his videos, because again, he does dyno tuning. Not only does he dyno tuning, he also makes his own exhaust, which they're super expensive. Looking at $1,200 for one of his exhausts. And again, this is not me crapping on him, because he knows what he's doing. But I watch his videos because I want to learn off of him. I also got STG. I learn off of him. So I watch off of people that I can learn and grow off of the things that they're doing. 650 Ebe. I mean, that guy makes a lot of money. I mean, he got expensive bikes. He got an expensive Corvette. But I watch his build series of his bikes. So Sack, which is his mechanic that works on the bikes, I watch the videos to watch what he does to these bikes. On top of that, so 650 Eve also puts them up to race with other bikes. So I like to see who he wins against and who beats him after he spends thousands of dollars on these bikes. I can't even spend as much money as he can on the bikes that he has. But that's why I watch these guys, so I can learn off of them. I don't, like I said, Daily Driven Exotics, I watch his videos once in a while, if depending on the title. There's Royalty Exotic Rental. He rents out exotic cars to people, and then they steal it, they damage it. So I watch his misfortune, and it makes my day better, as selfish as that sounds. But everybody has a reason why that they watch someone. What I want out of my YouTube is to see me grow as I grow further. And I'm gonna take multiple steps back before I go to the point where I want to get, because again, I'm honest, I lost my job. I'm still waiting on unemployment. I don't know what to do other than, you know, tell people, hey, just be patient. And these are the bill collectors. Be patient. As much as I got to be patient, you be patient, and then when I get my money, you get your money. So my YouTube is to see me grow and to show how difficult this stuff is. I'm at the very bottom. You can't get it. I don't think you can get anything, you know, at this starting point any further down. And then starting from the very bottom to work your way up to, you know, to become the best YouTuber that I can become. I'm not talking about in the whole world, just me as a person, and become the best racer to myself, because I compete with myself. I don't compete with other people, because, you know, at the end of the day, this is not to make someone else feel bad. This is for me to be the best that I can be. So this is to watch me grow. So when someone else wants to do what I do, they're like, man, that stuff is not easy. And when they start doing it and they see how difficult it is, they're like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. Now, some people got it easier, and they're like, yeah, that's not hard at all. But again, it depends on the money that they got, the skills they got, the editing, and the topics they got. So again, this is to help everyone out just as much as it's helping me out to stay motivated and do what I say I'm planning to do. I'm still going to do what I want to do, and which is that's racing and track day and working on my bike. I love working on my bike, and it's something that I'm never going to stop doing. So I'm going to ride around, enjoy the bike with you guys, and because I'm putting the bike away, so this will be my last YouTube video, me riding the bike. The bike's just, I'm gonna get it winterized. I'll make another video of me, like, you know, the stuff that I bought to make sure that the bike is ready for the winter, because the bike sits out front of the house. I wish I had a garage so I can leave the bike there and not worry about putting it to winterize, but I don't got that kind of money. So there's it's not just me, there's a lot of us that are like me who leave their bike out. So I still make videos, it's just not the type of videos of me riding on the bike. And if I can get these parts in before the winter really kicks in, I'll be able to make a video of like the way the bike looks, I guess, but I won't be able to test ride it. And another reason why up here you don't want to ride too much in October, because the leaves are going to fall, and where they're going to fall, they're going to fall on the streets. If there's too many leaves on the streets, you're riding on two wheels. You're not going to be able to stop as quick. You're not going to be able to go as quick. And I don't want to dump my bike after I spent all this money, after I went through all this struggle and all this stress to dump my bike and total it. So I'd rather be safe and just leave the bike alone, let it sit at home, let it collect dust. But as soon as next season starts, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that on camera, but the back end just kicked out. That's why I'm telling you, it's still too cold to give it throttle on this bike. You gotta baby it and feather it, because if not, your back end is gonna kick out. It's not like a car, your back end kicks out too far, you're just gonna throw you off the bike, and now your bike's on the floor. So yeah, guys, like that's why I'm saying, like, this is gonna be my last video of me riding the bike. The bike just needs just to be left alone and sit home and look pretty. I'll be warming it up to make sure that the oil is getting, you know, circulated, and the antifreeze is getting circulated, and it's not just sitting in one location. And how's it called, it conducts water in the fuel system or the oil or the antifreeze. So you always want to keep your bike turning on while you have it sitting for a month. You want to, at least I turn it on once every week. liquids for riding, and just stay safe. Trust me, I love riding, I love showing off. I also like making people upset. But it becomes a point where being stupid has no excuse of purposely wrecking my bike. I'm just gonna be riding around just for a little bit, just enjoying the bike and putting it away. So if you guys don't see me on YouTube for a while, nothing's happened to me. I'm all good. That's what happens when you're in the East Coast. Snow and cold weather. Now if I had that kind of money where I can go to Florida for the winter and still make videos, or I can go to Texas and make videos, that's something that I would do, to travel. I know I made this video very long, even though today's Sunday. I know most likely it won't get uploaded. There goes the puppos. This video probably won't get uploaded until probably Monday or Tuesday. For those who think that this bike is fast, don't get me wrong, this bike is stupid fast. I can't even give it full throttle. Like, it's going too fast to a point where I can't even give it full throttle, because it's going to pop the front wheel up, or it's going to go to a speed that I can't stop. So when a corner comes up, I can't stop and I can't lean. So there's no point in giving it full throttle just to get in an accident. But if you guys can like tell when my wrist is not fully down and like this, the bike is literally a rocket. I was at the racetrack so I could, you know, give it full throttle, and it had to be a better day than this. It's still too cold. But alright guys, I hope I didn't bore you guys. I just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, my life story, the YouTube, the bike, and I'm gonna be done recording. Like again, it's just, there's no point to put my bike at risk, put my life at risk, because again, if I total out the bike, my future is done with, you know, with what I'm planning to do, and all the money I invested into YouTube, Facebook, the bike. You know, I went to bed late at night just working on the bike multiple times. My $1,000 my $1,000 $200 my phone, it broke working on my bike. I was using it as a camera, and I had it laying on the floor, and I stepped on it. So I've been through it working on this bike. So alright guys, ride safe, be safe, and learn from my mistakes. Don't spend the money that you don't need to spend on these crappy parts. And understand, you buy what you get. So if you went cheap, you gotta understand that's what you're gonna get. And so just learn from my mistakes and do the opposite. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.